Next up, at UFC 294, we have Victoria Dudakova taking on Jinh Yu Frey. Victoria Dudakova, undefeated, 7-0. She does have 6 career stoppages. She is coming off the absolute savage beating over yet another terrible lock of the week. She's taking on Jinh Yu Frey, 11-9 overall, 2-3 in her last 5. She is riding an unfortunate 3-fight skid. What is there, a delay on the audio? You just heard that now?
No, I've been sitting here like, why? It's just like trash meat day or something?
I brought in Macy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, she did look good in that video. Like I got that. I was like, damn, dude. Like,
you're like, let me request another one.
Yeah.
You have another one saved on your phone, like, Angela, you're so.
Jacob
she
does
was looking
suck.
good. You have to send me that one directly. I'll post it on Twitter.
I will. How about people not understanding sarcasm?
Actually, do it right now. I'll tweet it.
Wait, do this final edit? Just wait a second. While you're talking, I'll send it to you.
No, just
anyway,
the actual.
Would you shut the hell up and let me break this down? Victoria Dudakova taking on Jinh Yu Frey. Jinh Yu Frey. Tried and true. 11-9, not great. Is on a 3-fight skid. Not great as in the record. She is actually a very skilled fighter. She is a little older, but she is experienced. She's technical. She's patient. She wants to come forward, hold you against the cage, rack up that control time, potentially take you down, grind out from there. She does like to wrestle. She is a heavy grappler. She likes to use her strides, her strength, and her physicality well. Check out her Instagram. She is jacked. Like, she is in phenomenal shape, absolutely jacked, and she uses that strength. We've talked about other, like Hannah Goldie, how jacked she is. She doesn't use that strength. She's not strong at all. Jinh Yu Frey, on the other hand, will bully you. She will push you around. She is on a bit of a skid. 3 losses in a row. That most recent was to Elise Reed, where she was able to get 3 takedowns, but that just still wasn't enough to win the decision. Taking on Victoria Dudakova. She's a very exciting fighter. She's going to come across the cage, let her hands fly. She'll strike at distance, or she'll work in some grappling. For the most part, she does want to grapple. Her BJJ is slick. You're going to find tape of her shooting blast doubles, as well as defending shots and then just striking. She is coming off of the win over Estela Nunes, where she shot a beautiful takedown, was getting the takedown. Estela blocked with her arm, her elbow broke, and then that was the end of that. So not necessarily a win, but, I mean, it was a win. I think these odds are a bit wide, frankly. I know you're very much on the Victoria side, but the reality is Victoria needs to come forward, get a bunch of takedowns. Get a takedown. That's how Victoria's going to win this fight. Jinh Yu Frey is big. She's strong. Her takedown defense is solid. If she comes forward, now Victoria's defending takedowns because she might end up on her back. And Victoria is not like this savage jiu-jitsu animal like we saw last weekend. If she gets taken down, she could be held on her back and she could be in a little bit of trouble. So I do think Victoria is going to win. I mean, clearly, Jinh Yu Frey is, she's lost a couple in a row. She's a little bit older, probably a little bit of a step behind here and there, but she's still very good, very strong, in very good shape. I think she can come forward, potentially slow the pace. I don't think this is going to be a wild beating. A plus 3.5 bet on Jinh Yu Frey might even be worth it. I'll take a look at those odds, see a little closer, but Victoria's going to be the pick because of just youth, speed, athleticism, those things. But skill-wise, I mean, Jinh Yu Frey is just as skilled, if not more skilled, and has all the veteran savvy. And she's going to be the more physical fighter here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, Jinh Yu Frey, the plus 3.5 you're talking about is plus 200. I'm actually pretty surprised that you're not on the really loaded up on the Victoria side, because I know you were previously, and I think Estela was a more dangerous matchup for Jinh Yu Frey. But I will stick to my guns and say that I'm going to pick Victoria, right? And she should win this matchup, but she still is pretty untested. I mean, she's a young girl that's, I don't want to say she's not really a decision
24.
fighter, but yeah, she's not really a decision fighter because she has like a few finishes. But I think at the UFC level, she's probably going to be more of a decision fighter with the way that she fights and her grappling style. And in that Contender Series fight, which was her last, are you sending me that video of Macy, by the way? Or did you forget?
I forgot. I'll send it right now. Chill, dude. Creep.
Well, I want to tweet it before it gets too late. I mean, there's timing to engagement. You know what I mean? So okay. I just, I'm the master of engagement. So there's still a few question marks because that Estela fight was like you didn't learn anything from the Estela fight. So her last fight was the Contender Series fight, and in that Contender Series fight, I know that she blew out her knee in that third round, but it looked like she was starting to have some fatigue issues going into that third round. I will say this about Victoria: she has the tools to beat a girl like Jinh Yu Frey. There's no doubt about that with the wrestling, and there's a few fights that I'm going to say this about. If Victoria does not win the first round of this fight, it is going to be very, very interesting the way the rest of this fight plays out. There's a few fighters that are huge favorites. If they don't win the first round, there's going to be some big question marks because there are some question marks with Victoria in her striking. So if she comes in and can't get the takedowns like she thinks she's going to get, I mean, Jinh Yu Frey is a girl that can hang around in those moments and make this a very close fight. So, long story short, Victoria is going to be my pick. I think that she can get those takedowns. I don't know if she's exactly going to finish a girl like Jinh Yu Frey on the ground, but if she doesn't win the first round, she's not getting the takedowns, and this is a close first round, there's going to be a lot of people that are clutching their pearls, that are sweating, that are gasping, because I know a lot of people are putting her in parlays. We've seen the big female favorites fucking lay eggs in the past, especially lately. I've been burned by those, so I'm staying. I haven't completely stayed away. I did put her in a parlay, but this is should be interesting. She's good though, and she's I'll be honest with you, she is beautiful.
She looks like somebody said she looks like Elektra in Daredevil. She looks like the girl next door. What was her name?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She looks like exactly like her. I can't remember. She was my crush forever.
Everybody's.
Alicia Cuthbert. Alicia Cuthbert.
Yeah, she looks like Alicia.
She looks exactly like Alicia Cuthbert.
Oh yeah. Sure
does. So, Victoria, listen, we could put our differences. I know I picked against you for lock of the week, but I think we could put our differences aside. I think me and you, I am 99.6%, 99.3% European.
People. Yeah, you're her people.
And I'm 17% Scandinavian.
Russia is Asia, by the way, not Europe.
I am.
You have a little bit of Asian. I don't know if they like the North African component of all that. But I think you're out of luck here. You're not ginger, though. That's nice.
There you go. Heard it from. There you go. Clip that, somebody.
$9,200 in DraftKings. You trust it? She's going to need the takedown. She's going to need the control time. She's going to need the finish. And I think she's going to struggle a little bit with a tried and true vet. I don't think she's going to put up $9,200 worth of points over Jinh Yu Frey. Do you?
Yeah, I think there's better spots.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very expensive DraftKings lineup entry. Like, that's an expensive person to take a slot.
I did.
Against the tried and true vet.
That was funny. I know that you watched it because you watch all my stuff, but on my quick pick video when I was talking about Victoria, I literally Freudian slip, just said Victoria's Secret. Fuck it. Just absolutely let it slip. I was like, well, Victoria's Secret, there we go.
There it is.
You know what's on my mind.
What?
Sex all the time. 24/7.
Makes sense.
Hey, Jacob.
They're right. That's also speaking of.
Yeah. Anyway, both of us on the Victoria Dudakova side. Jacob a little bit more confident than I am in her to get this done. I do think youth is going to be the biggest factor here, not skill, because I think Jinh Yu Frey is definitely the more skilled fighter. She's going to be the more physical fighter. And I'm not worried about, Jinh Yu getting taken down, submitted, or knocked out or anything like that. So over 2.5 might make a lot of sense. Plus 3.5 at plus 200 is pretty wild as well. If you want to take a peek at all the bets, all the picks, the tools, the insight, everything else that Premium has to offer, it's only $10 a month. Somebody's going to try to sell you a Patreon for $10, $15. Stupid. Makes no sense.
Somebody's going to try and sell you used underwear.
Hannah Goldie is selling her used underwear for thousands of dollars. We're selling
unwashed too. She made it very clear. There's unwashed used underwear.
She'll sell that for a couple $1,000s. I think. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member and help us get a little bit closer to those unwashed underwears. It's funny I just pluraled underwears because that's a very Italian immigrant thing to say.
Oh, I am 3.6% Italian, so I get it.
Well, then you going to apologize to my mother for when you came over the house with McDonald's after she made all that food?
Well, that was the German in me.
Well, John Rojas just signed up for Premium, and he's going to check it out. If you don't know how to use it, Johnny, as soon as you're logged in, everything's Premium. There is a video, the pinned video to our profile on the We Want Picks page that'll walk you through every single feature and function.